Good evening. We're going to call this city council meeting to order just a little bit late. We had a closed session that started at 6 o'clock, and we just finished some conference with our city attorney, and I'm going to ask the city attorney to report back on that.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, the council met in closed session. It was regarding the evaluation concerning the position of city manager, and the evaluation will be ongoing, and some direction was given to staff. But other than that, I have no other announcements. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, can we call the meeting to order?
Good evening. Councilman Jindal? Councilman Leonard? Here. Councilman Rigsby?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Daly?
Here.
Mayor Duper?
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Mr. City Manager, do we have any items to be added or deleted?
Yes, sir. I would like to remove item number 12, please.
Okay. And then I also understand we're going to move item number 2 to the 24th.
Yes, but being the public hearing, I would like to
Okay.
see if anybody here for that items.
Okay, understood. Okay, that being addressed, we're going to move on to public comment, and I have Ms. Melissa Boyd. Oh, yeah, hold on, I'm sorry, we got to do, we're just all backwards today. The invocation and pledge of allegiance by Councilmember Jindal.
Invocation first. Please bow your heads. May the force above give us the wisdom to keep welfare and tend to the needs of our city, confidence in what is right, and the ability to work together in harmony, even when we have disagreements. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Boyd.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Thank you so much for having us here this evening, excuse me. It's the evening. It's been a long day. We have a flyer here from Senator Ochoa Bogue's office. She is hosting a town hall on Thursday. We are going to be at the fire department station right next door, and the chief has so graciously offered the space for the senator to meet with any of the residents here in Loma Linda. And again, it's a very informal town hall concept where anybody can come and ask any questions that they have of her, anything regarding the legislative process or updates that they are looking for from Sacramento. So we would encourage everybody to please pre-register. There is a RSVP website there at the bottom so that we can know how many people we can approximately expect. Also, our number is at the bottom, so if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to myself or our office. Thank you so much for your time.
I have a question. How big do you think it's going to be? Who have you sent this to?
Who have we sent it to?
Yeah.
The Chamber of Commerce. We have also emailed this out to our distribution list for all of the residents in Loma Linda. And I believe the fire chief has been distributing it as well. And we do have these flyers posted in the city admin office as well.
So no major ad buys in the Los Angeles
No.
market? Okay.
It's all over Facebook, though.
We are advertising on social media as well, but we're getting we have decent numbers right now, so I think it's going to be a good turnout. We're looking forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, moving on to item number 1, which are a couple of proclamations. If you all don't know, it is Nurses Week this whole week and National Day of Prayer, so I don't see the proclamations today. Well, I know we already gave one out.
And the National Day of Prayer, we signed that at the last,
Okay.
prior to the meeting.
Got it.
Because it was May 6th.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
we
signed.
recognize those events, and the proclamation's already done, so. All right, item number 2, we're moving to the 24th, but we do have a scheduled public hearing, so I'll go ahead and open the public hearing to see if anybody wants to run down and talk about it. Dick? No? You sure? Okay. All right. Yes. Very great. That was good. All right. Seeing nobody rushing the podium, we'll close the public comment and we will adjourn that item to the 24th. Moving on to the consent calendar.
Move it.
First,
Questions on number 7 and number 10? No, sorry, number 11.
okay. All right, we have a first and a second, but we're going to address 7 and 11.
So for number 7, just wanted to confirm, this app is going to be for our fire department where it basically gives information to our residents, and the cost is around $16K?
Yeah, that's affirmative. So we had received a flyer in a mailer, I should say. Myself and the fire marshal did a little research. We've been looking at for some ways to kind of get our footprint out there in the community to kind of be able to provide some more information. This looked like a good opportunity. So after meeting with the company, so actually the cost that we're budgeting is $16,000, but it should, for the first 3 years, not cost the city anything because we had submitted for a grant. And so this app is going to provide a few aspects. It's going to be just like an app on your phone that you could look at it and provide, and it'll, gather all kinds of information about the fire department and such. But the key to the grant is that this will also give the ability that in a disaster or an emergency or something like that, we can put out an email blast, kind of similar to like the Amber Alert type of thing. And so if there was an evacuation need or a warning of something, that we can do this, and that's what ties us to the grant. So we'll be able to pay for this for the first 3 years through the grant, and then moving forward after 3 years, then whatever the cost is, I think it's about $5,000 a year for just the maintenance of it. And so that what the $16,000 captures 3 years cost, which in the grant will pay for those 3 years. And so we're hoping it's an opportunity that we can, once we get it up and running, we can kind of spread the word through the community and let them know that this is available, and then we can be a little more robust in tying it with some other aspects of some community outreach things we have going.
Got it. When is it expected to be out?
So we'll probably start the process fiscal year. Obviously, I think this was an item we budgeted for the fiscal year. And so in July, we'll be able to start rolling. So they'll probably start some groundwork. They've been doing a lot with law enforcement agencies. And we're like one of the first. They kind of gave us a really good deal because we're pretty much the first department in California and using us to try to get their footprint into the fire department. So it should be pretty seamless as far as they know what they're doing. It's just providing them the information. The part that is the grant part would be September. That part will be available, but we're hoping within first couple months of the fiscal year we'll at least have the main part out.
Got it. Sounds exciting.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right. Usually I have questions about number 10. I'm going to skip number 10 this year. Number 11, just a few questions for confirmation. North of the city is Edison owned, and south of the city, not exactly, but approximately south of the city is what we have jurisdiction over, right?
Correct. The older part of town, if you see the street light pole, is a wood pole, does belong to Edison. And it's a concrete pole, that's street light, that's belong to the city.
Got it. For the one that is under city jurisdiction, have we already gone about making those energy efficient LED?
Yes, majority of them, yes.
Okay.
We've been doing it.
And what about the north side?
The Edison is in the process, they're slowly, but they are changing the light bulb to LED.
Got it. Give me 1 second. Is that under option E with Edison?
I don't know what option that is, but they are, as the light bulb burn out, they go ahead and replace it with LED.
Just the light bulb or the whole?
Oh, no, just a light
No, it's,
Tied to the power pole.
To the
but you're
power.
not just saying screwing in a light bulb, they have to change the fixture.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, can you just do me if you can please look into this for me. So I was speaking to Edison at the SCAG conference, and I was talking to them about, energy efficiency and what we could do. They mentioned that a lot of cities have opted into option E. So basically what it is they replace the whole outfit, and over time what they're seeing is that we have lower rates, and also one of the council members for Huntington Beach said that they're seeing a decrease in crime. So it sounds like we might already be doing that with Edison, but if we're not, if we can see if we're on a different program.
I'm sorry. What happening is if you ask Edison to replace the light bulb and replace all of them, the fixture, it will cost money. So we're not in a hurry to pay them to replace the fixtures. So I said, well, do it when you have time. And in the meantime, I have money budget for next fiscal year to put the city-owned light with the solar lighting, street light, in the north central part of town.
Yeah.
So to enhance the street light.
Nothing out of a rush. I just wanted to see if this program, if we're not already doing
Yes,
it, if
yes.
it would be beneficial. They gave me a quote of it's $450 initially, but you see a $500 saving within the first 10 years. So, cool. Thank you. That's it on my end.
Okay. We have first and a second for the consent calendar. Madam Clerk?
The motion is to approve the items on the consent calendar as submitted. Councilman Jindal?
Yes.
Councilman Leonard? Yes. Councilman Rigsby?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Daly?
Aye.
Mayor Duper?
Yes.
The items on the consent calendar are approved.
Thank you very much. There's nothing under old business. Under new business, item number 15, Council Bill R 2022-22, adopting Measure I 5-year capital improvement plan.
Okay, we do this every year. And earlier, 2 minutes ago, you also approved item number 9, which is the SB1. It's a gas tax money that can be used for a pavement rehabilitation. And this item number 15 is Measure I, which is a half-cent sale tax that can also be used at pavement rehabilitation. For the SB9, we received about $567,000. And Measure I, we received approximately $640,000. So every year, we have to do a 5-year plan for what street we plan to do a pavement rehabilitation in town here. So this is a 5-year plan. Sorry for the map kind of small, but you have it in front of you too on the. So for next fiscal year, we plan to do the street south of Lawton between Poplar Street and Mountain View. The reason we plan to do this street is because the water main is in good shape, but the water lateral is a plastic pipe that starts leaking. So what we plan to do is come July 1st, we will award a contract to replace the water laterals in this area. And then we come back soon after, in August, to pave the street. And for Councilman Daly, CLO is part of this, okay? So we will combine SB1 and Measure I to do all the street. In addition to that, we plan to do Mountain View from Redlands Boulevard to Van Leuven, but if we have enough money, I would like to do all the way from Redlands all the way to Barton Road. And then we have Sun Street and a little street over here that we need to have a pavement grind overlay with rubberized asphalt. We have Whittier from George all the way to the end, and there's subdivision over here, and another street up on the hill right here that is in deteriorating shape that we sort of sealed that street, covered all of this before, but now it's time to do grind and overlay with rubberized asphalt. So that's what we plan for next fiscal year, that's area in red. The following year, which is the fiscal year 2023, 2024, that's area in green. So we plan to do the street east of Mountain View and all the way to Bryn Mawr. We already did Hinckley there, so all this street will be paved again, grind overlay, and Barton Road, and the street to the east of Bryn Mawr to Whittier, South Lawton, that's subdivision. So that will be for fiscal year 23, 24. And then 24, 25,
And Chard,
yes, sir.
and those are newer neighborhoods that don't have sewer problems, right?
No,
They
water
don't-
problem.
Water problems.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. Believe it or not, I pretty much take care of all the water line within west of Mountain View all the way to Reynolds Boulevard. So this past 20 years, and in addition to that, Councilman Dusty noted as well, I combine 3 different funding sources to replace the water line and pavement rehabilitation. So it's helped a lot. And replacing the water line, replacing meters, and do a pavement rehabilitation at the same time. So the one in pink is Van Leuven and the street kind of in the north central neighborhood, and the one at the southeast corner here, the old KB home. And the street is really still in good shape. We certainly see it a couple of times, but I think it's time for all of this to be grind overlaid with rubberized asphalt. And then next is the one in brown color, and then purple, which is Redlands Boulevard from city boundary all the way to California Street, even though we just certainly sealed that like last year. But we found out that for the major street like Redlands, Barton, Mountain View, and Anderson, it's better off just to do grind overlay. The survey seal wear off too quickly. So we have to submit this to SBCTA every year, and for sure, we have to do it for the one in red for next fiscal year. The one for the further, the second to the 5th year, we can move that up and down. So that's pretty much in my report.
Okay, do we need a motion to adopt?
I move Council Bill R-2022-22.
And I second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Madam Clerk?
The motion is to adopt Council Bill R-2022-22, which is to approve the city's Measure I 5-year capital improvement plan for the period of 2022-23 through 2026 to 2027. Councilman Jindal?
Affirmed.
Councilman Leonard? Councilman Rigsby?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Daly?
Aye.
Mayor Duper?
Absolutely.
The item was adopted and approved. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to reports of council members.
I had 2 or 3 different people ask me about water restrictions, drought, and so forth, and they're talking about, wanting to plant their yard, and they're afraid that if they plant their yard, that you're gonna come by and tell them they have to rip it up and put rocks in. I wonder if you could speak to that, so the community would know what's coming to them?
Boy, too bad Milford is not here today. Yes, the state is in drought. And as you can hear from the news and the newspaper, that the state in drought, so therefore we need to conserve water, and we should conserve water. So that's the given. But what happened with our Bunker Hill Basin, this is where we all take the water from. Seminole Valley Municipal Water District is our water master that have been, including the city of Loma Linda, have been purchased water from Northern California that bring the water down to fill our Bunker Hill Basin for many years. And believe it or not, based on the report that was just completed by Seminole Valley Municipal Water District, our basin is at 85% full. So, and the reason they don't want to fill it all the way 100% is because they have liquefaction problems, which is, in the event of an earthquake, the groundwater will come up and shake the ground even more. So, I'm going to say that I'm going to be in trouble. Yes, we're doing very well as far as the water. 100%. Right. But
100% is when there is a spring of water coming out of the ground at the 215 10 interchange. And when they first put up those towers for that interchange, there was liquefaction, and they started tilting. So they had to drain the basin down 50 feet below that point to make it safe for those interchanges. So they don't want to fill it to 100%.
Yes, yes, and so we, including Loma Linda, have been, gave money to the San Ramon Valley Municipal Water District to purchase the water from Northern California. So, but we're not gonna do as much this year or next year due to drought, but we have capacity,
Well,
water capacity.
They
in our
won't
basin.
sell it to us anyway. They don't have any,
Yeah, so.
so.
To give you the right answer, yes, we all should conserve, but at the same time, we do have a backup water supply.
Three things. I wanted to give a SCAG update, but first I have one question. I was reading a newspaper today. It was talking about the housing element, and out of the 191 cities, only 13 made it, not even on time, but they just made it. I thought we were on plan for ours, but I didn't see our city's name, so I was hoping.
No, we are. We submitted to them, and we have a comment going back and forth. So yes, we submitted to them.
Cool. So the newspaper just messed up, right?
Yes, trust me, we submitted. As a matter of fact, we were one of the first city that have all the study completed.
We submitted before the deadline, which was what legally we were required to do, but there's a back and forth now that happens.
I remember the presentation that we had about it. It's just, it was kind of curious. I saw your Belinda, but not Loma Linda. Cool. So SCAG, two things that I took away and wanted to share. So one thing, I was talking about how we're opening up Area D, and we want to have some businesses. One of the council members recommended ICSC. So if that's something that the mayor or you yourself would be interested in. Held in Las Vegas, but I guess they have a lot of businesses that attend.
Conrad's, you've gotten to that before, too.
I've been to it. You have to have a location. So that we would do it if we were having trouble, let's say, populating the business section of Area D, up along Redlands Boulevard. If we were having difficulty with that, you go to ICSC to try to lure businesses to your city. But we were going to it back before Area D was planned out. We were wanting to turn the entire corner into a lifestyle center, which is like a high-end strip mall kind of an approach, similar to, what's in Rancho Cucamonga, Victoria Gardens and whatnot. But we were foiled by the fact that the corner was dominated by a school. So you can't really have a mall with a school in the middle of it. So that kind of messed everything up. But I don't know, are there any areas where you think there's like even an opportunity to put in a shopping mall? I think our space is running out.
So I know we were talking about how in the area we would have restaurants, and I know our previous assistant city manager wanted like cultural specific. So that's what I was under the impression, is that in that area, if we wanted to attract some of these businesses, it would be a good option. Cool. Second thing, I already mentioned about the option E with Edison, so I'll skip that. Third thing, so as you guys know, sustainability is always big at any of these conferences. A lot of the local cities got cool awards, and they're doing a lot of cool projects. One in particular, Rancho Cucamonga, they submitted their general plan and they got recognition for it. So I was wondering, in your opinion, in our general plan, would we be able to submit that with the new park that we're building and just mentions about drought, right? Not right now, but like sometime in the future, and be eligible for recognition as well?
I'm glad you bring that up, because we just had an event, city and county conference up at Lake Arrowhead. And every year they ask the city to present their project, and they get an award. Believe it or not, we have done all of it, but we just don't brag about it as much. So yes, we can, if you want me to start sending the application to get an award. We done like fiber optic, we are one of the first city that done the fiber optic and smart city before anybody else in San Diego County. We done the water conservation, we done the art in public place, we done the pay down our unfunded liability, planting trees. So we done a lot of things before the city, but we just, that's my fault. I don't brag about it.
We don't toot our horn much, because that's not seemly in Loma Linda.
And we pave every street in town, and we do landscaping, the trees, and so. If you would like to ask me to, our finance get award every year, finance department get award every year. If we need to do it, we can do it, but it
That
just-
means you need to attend those meetings. The rest of us don't want to.
And a lot of city have, like City Ukaipa have,
Waiting for Dusty to
Public
talk
relation.
about how government pats itself on the back for
Yeah,
doing
I
its
don't want to
job.
bruise my back too much, but I think we can delegate all the bragging to the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, there you go.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. Any reports of officers? Okay, seeing none, I think we're going to adjourn the council meeting and move into the Housing Authority. Are there any items to be added or deleted?
no, sir.
Anyone from the public wishing to speak about any non-agendized item, please come forward. Seeing nobody, we'll move along to the scheduled items and the consent calendar. is
Move it.
waiting. We have a first
Second.
and a second, Madam Clerk.
The motion is to approve the items on the consent calendar for the Housing Authority. Councilman Jindal? Councilman Leonard? Councilman Rigsby?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Daly?
Aye.
Mayor Duper?
Yes,
The items on the consent calendar for the Housing Authority were approved.
thank you very much. Any reports of officers, members? Seeing none, we'll adjourn that and move into the successor agency.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to request that we move the whole successor agency items to May 24th. What happening was we posted the agenda, but we did not post the item itself, right? On the
Yes, I made an error and posted the agenda items incorrectly for the successor agency on our website.
website. Yeah.
Not a big
You
deal.
got the correct packet, but I posted it incorrectly, so.
That's okay. All right,
can
so we will
continue that.
move everything that's on the calendar to the 24th?
Yes.
Okay.
With one exception, adjournment.
Oh, so we do have to do the adjournment, otherwise we're all trapped here for the rest of the night?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll adjourn the successor agency, and I think that concludes all of our meetings.